Wow, can you guys believe it? We're already at week 7 and this course will be over. So all we have this week is your final exam. You have until Friday night to turn it in. I will not accept anything, the final or any other work after Friday, April 21st at midnight. I will not accept anything after that, so make sure you have all work turned in at that time. Now for your final, you have a couple different parts here. So we have the multiple choice portion. If you did the practice, it's very similar. It's like a lot like the quizzes we've done. So you're just going to click here and go through that. Feel free to use any of the resources that you have, your book, etc. I don't expect you to memorize all of this stuff, but knowing how to find the information and look it up and use it, that's fine with me. I can assume that you're using your notes and you're using your book when you do these tests and quizzes. Okay, then we have the application part. So you're going to be creating Excel, PowerPoint, and Word documents. These files you see down here will help you with this, okay? So you might want to just go ahead and download all of these first. So you'll have them, maybe even put them in a folder that says final exam, or somewhere on your desktop or in your documents where it's easy to find. So let's go ahead and take a look what you have to do for the Excel portion of the final. Okay, it says the enclosed handout describes the Excel portion of your exam. The starting point of this exercise is the inventory spreadsheet in this module, which is right here. Okay, you're going to save the spreadsheet before you make changes, and you're going to submit your finished spreadsheet via Canvas, just like you submit everything else. So this document right here is what you will use to walk you through this assignment. So let's take a look at it. Make this a little bit bigger so we can see. I don't know about you guys. My eyesight's not quite what it used to be. All right, so you are going to follow each of these directions step by step to create calculations that you will need. I'll be looking that you use the formulas. I want to see that you're using the formulas, not that the calculation is absolutely correct, although it should be, but I want to see you using the formulas. If it calls for absolute cell reference, I should see absolute cell reference. All right, so make sure that you're using the formulas like you're supposed to. Make sure the formatting is correct. I'm going to be checking these cells to make sure this specific formatting is correct. And then it wants you to import or insert a picture of yarn or clip art. You can use your own, but you can also use the one. Guys, our old learning management system was Blackboard, and some of these files I reuse, and I forget to change that, but you know what I mean. But there is a picture of yarn in Canvas that you can use. There's one that says bright yarn, one that says pastel yarn, so however you want to use that, you can. Okay, and then you're going to create a chart, and this is what your chart should look like. So I'm looking for your chart to make sure each axis is correct. You know, your chart just should be similar to this one as far as the style goes. If you don't have this exact style and coloring, that's okay, but I'm looking for this type of chart with the legend down here and all of these things. All right, and I'm not going to be able to help you on the final, so you're going to have to do this on your own, but you have a lot of resources that you can fall back on to do that. Okay, so now that's what you're doing for the Excel portion. Now for the PowerPoint portion. Okay, you're going to create a presentation shown in the handout, and we'll take a look at that. You don't have to use the same colors, pictures, or slides designs as shown. Just use something similar if your computer does not support the options shown. All right, submit your finished presentation via Canvas. So there's a rubric here that you can also look at, and there was one for the Excel sheet, so you can make that bigger. Because this is our final, we have to grade on our ELO rubric, but this right here shows you exactly what I'm looking for as far as your grade for it goes. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the document for the PowerPoint project. It's slowly downloading. There we go. All right, let's make it a little bit bigger. So for this one, all right, you're going to create a presentation. So the scenario is that you've decided to open a farm and hand-spun yarn business. You're using Word, Excel, and PowerPoint to help you organize your business and make your presentation to your investors. So you're going to create a presentation shown on the following page, and I'll show you in just a second. So these are the things that your presentation should have. Okay, call it Llama Farms. Your name, The slide number and the date should appear in the footer of each page. Make sure you're using a footer and not just typing it in each page. Apply the pond design template. Guys, this is what the pond design template looks like. If you don't have that one, find something similar, not a big deal, okay? Insert the farm picture supplied in, I should say, Canvas. So if you go back here, you'll see we have a farm picture. There it is. All right, you're going to put that on slide 1. You're going to put a piece of yarn theme clip art on slide 2. You know we had that in Canvas, but you can choose something different if you want to. Apply the checkerboard dissolve transition effect to only slide 2. If your computer doesn't have that effect, just choose something similar. Insert the llama picture on slide 3. Insert any picture or clip art you like on slide 4. Insert the applause sound clip on slide 5, and also insert the pastel yarn picture on slide 5, and that was in the module in Canvas. Finally, add a custom animation effect or as an entrance effect on slide 5, any one you want. Okay, so that's the PowerPoint part, and then this is kind of what it should look like at the end. Okay. So now let's move on and let's take a look at the word portion of the exam. Okay. You're doing a promotional release document in this module. There's a rubric right there. And let's take a look at what you're doing. These are the instructions. Okay, so you're going to be doing a promotional release document. So the promotional release file is the starting point for this exercise, and that is right here in the module. So you have starting point documents for Excel. For Excel and for the Word part, but for the PowerPoint, you're just creating the whole thing yourself. So I just didn't want you to be confused about that. So here's the promotional release document for Word. All right. And then let's make this a little bigger so we can see it. All right, so you're going to save it to your computer. So you want to make the first line promotional release for Llama Farm. It should say that. It should be in 14-point size font, bold, and centered. So I'm looking for those 3 things. Apply italics to Llama Farms in the first line of the text. Looking for that. Add a footnote. Use the footnote feature after Llama Farms in the first line that reads, family owned and operated since 1976. Then you're going to insert the farm picture, which is in Canvas, at the end of the first line. Make the picture smaller. All right. And you can see down here, there it shows you kind of what it should look like. All right. Okay, so you're going to make the picture smaller. You want to choose the square option under text wrapping and move your picture to the right of the text as shown. So it should look like below. And when I click on the picture, I should be able to see that you formatted it that way. Then you want to insert the chart that you created in Excel at the end of the document. You want to center it, add a caption, and you guys have done this before. It should read Figure 1, Profit at Llama Farms, center it under the picture. It should appear both in your spreadsheet, which you should have already done and hopefully uploaded, and then also in your document. And this is what the finished document should look like. So we've got promotional release from Llama Farms. This is the title, bold, centered, 14-point font, and then the first line of the text where it says Llama Farms, this is where you insert the footnote, okay? And then you have your picture here. And then you've inserted your chart here with your caption. Okay, guys, this is what we are doing for our final exam. If you have any questions, I can try to help you, but I can't help you on the final. This is where you have to show what you know and what you've learned throughout the class. So this is due Friday by midnight. I will not accept any parts of the exam or any other assignments or work after Friday at midnight. I have to have everything graded and I have to have grades in next week, and so there's just no way I can do that. So please make sure that you get everything done by Friday at midnight. You guys have a great week. Thanks for everything you've done in your class and your cooperation and patience. And hopefully we'll see each other again.